So welcome on in, folks. Grab yourselves a nice warm pot of tea, or coffee, or whatever your hot drink of choice is on this winter, this hot wolf winter. And let's talk about the state of the beast within. Let's talk about some really cool updates that we have for this game. And I think where I want to start with is, of course, the announcement that we have just made. Don't worry if folks are going to be trickling in later. That is a-okay. But I do want to start us off with a very cool announcement, specifically of the character that we'll be using for our trading cards. So for those of y'all who were here with us since day one, you would know that as part of the crowdfunding campaign, we had a reward tier for folks to receive a fully illustrated Beast Within trading card with a particular NPC. And I'm so happy and proud to announce the character that we will be basically showcasing for this. So just give me a moment so I can show you all the really cool art of this. This is gonna be interesting because I forgot to do a thing, but that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to do a window capture here. Okay, that works. That works. And we're gonna close out studio mode. I'm gonna hop over here. Ta-da! Welcome in! Check this out. So, our really cool, our very neat character for our fully illustrated Beast Within trading card is Rehan of the Eclipse, the leader of the Eclipse, a group that believes themselves to be the next rung of Therianthrope evolution. He calls himself self-proclaimed scion of Therianthropes. This is a man who has sacrificed everything for his Therianthropic powers, and he is one hot wolf. And this is the art, a sneak peek really of the art. Y'all haven't seen the full composition of this piece quite yet, but I thought it'd be time that I announce this really cool piece of art for all of you. It is very exciting. I personally love this very much. So yes, this is Rehan. The art is done by the amazing Baron Boar, also known as Griffin Nichols. You can go and follow him at Baron Boar on all social medias. He is currently writing his debut novel, Regicide. It is a anthropomorphic animal political drama, fantasy political drama, set in his own world, his own fantasy world. So there's a bunch of like animal folk in there. It is the world that I've played a campaign in his D&D campaign. It is a gorgeous world. Everything is so beautifully flashed out. I'm so excited for y'all to like see the stuff that he's got planned for this novel. Indeed, yes, it is heterochromia. It is, and he's got this very interesting kind of like light emerald gold, kind of like, not necessarily sickly, but it's this kind of like ominous, villainous sort of a setup. And you know, Griffin did a fantastic job, just an absolutely fantastic job illustrating this guy and just bringing to life the clear vibes that I wanted, which is a man that's got a little bit of you know, he's just a little just a little unhinged. Look at him. Does this man look like he has hinges left? He doesn't. Hingeless. This man is hingeless. Didn't mean to pan over there. I meant to go and tab over to another thing. That's fine. Hi Connie. I'm having the stream run in the background, so my viewership counts. But yes, this is Rehan. He is of the Eclipse, scion of Therianthropes, man who sacrifices entire humanity for Therianthropic power. Sub! Thank you so much. Hot Man Wolf, yes. Welcome, Queers and Spirits, and thank you so much for your 3-month subscription. That is so sweet, especially at the end of the holiday. Hello, Allegro. Welcome on in. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to do so many things. Let me tab back to... There we go. Let me tab back here. Hello, everybody. My name is Valiant Dorian. Welcome on in. Lovely to see you all here. The Twitchception, I know I'm having everything on the same tabs, and that is my mistake. And I'm gonna fix that right the fuck now. So that we do not have to worry about that. So let me just fix everything. Forgive me. But hello everybody, welcome on in to the State of the Beast Within, where we're going to talk about all things Beast Within, all of the cool updates that we have. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Chris and Spears, Derek, my beloved. What are we talking about? We are going to be talking about our gorgeous boy. I don't know why my window capture is doing some weird things today. There we go. So it's close to... We're talking about this guy. Hot Wolf Man. I was giving a little bit of hype to my dear friend Griffin, who is the illustrator of this gorgeous piece. He is at Baron Nichols, at Baron Boar. His name is Griffin Nichols. You should go and follow him. He is working on his debut novel, Regicide. Keep your eyes peeled on his social media for like all the release and stuff like that, and publishing. It is going to be so good. It is about furries. It is about animal folk. It is a fantasy political drama. And if that's something that you're interested in, well, Regicide is for you. And he did a fantastic job with Rehan here. So those of y'all who are supporting us with our pre-order store on itch.io, here's the link once again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pin that. So we're going to do that at the end of stream. So y'all can go and click that whenever you want to go and support the Beast Within. Those of y'all who pre-order from the Beast Within, especially on our pre-order store, will be able to grab a copy of the card once it is released. So that's what we're talking about. So that's Rehan. We've just covered Rehan. The next thing we're going to be speaking about this wonderful day is we're going to talk about the kind of like progress we have made in the just general playtesting in the development of everything. Derek, you can do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you. What y'all do in your games is up to you. That's my goal with a lot of this. That is my goal with all of this. Hello, look, I love that emote, by the way, Allegro. Oh, it's so good. What a good emote. You can date Rehan. I can't stop you. He will be a one of those NPCs that will be in the main release of the NPC handbook, as well as the adversary stat block. He is, I think, he's not like the main villain of the Beast Within, but I think he's like the iconic villain. You know what I mean? Kind of like Lex Luthor is like the iconic villain of Superman. I think Rehan is the iconic villain of the Beast Within. That's the kind of vibe we're going with here in terms of his character. And he's not like a clear like villain. He's a little bit more complicated. Because I like my villains that way. Villains are complicated. He is hingeless, but I'm gonna leave it pretty open in those handbooks of how you want to run him. In terms, I'm gonna give y'all like the flavor. This is the flavor. This is the vibe. What you do with this vibe at your own tables is completely up to you, and I hope you all enjoy it. He's my main villain. I know he is. Listen, when I had Griffin do the art of this, I was like, I need him to be sexy. I literally told him this. It was in the reference sheet. I was like, he needs to be sexy. He needs to be unhinged. I want people to look at him and go, would, but at the same time have that internal monologue in their heads go, this is a terrible idea. This is objectively a terrible idea. That's the vibe we wanted to go for with Rayhan. But yes, the next thing that I wanted to talk about for this State of the Beast Within is specifically the playtests and how playtest is going. Because I know some folks have been like, damn, bro, you've been working on this game for a while. So how's that going? It's been going great. Part of the reason for a few of the delays has been mostly my personal life stuff. I got married this past year. I went to Big Bad Con. I was doing a lot of things this past year that kind of took me away from writing for a bit. But another major reason as to why we haven't been able to release on time, which was the December timing of the release, is because of playtesting. There were a few things that came up in playtesting that I wanted to make sure were cleaned up, were polished, so that you all received a quick start guide and a rule book that is of the highest quality. That is my highest priority to you all, is to give you a game that is of the highest quality and feels like an experience from start to finish. Like, I want this game to look good, to feel good, and ultimately to play good, right? And for a game to play good, you gotta playtest. And running playtests has been a lot of fun. We've done a lot of character gen playtests recently. And I think we've got the character gen down. Like, the process of character gen is going to deliver what is promised, and that is my ultimate goal, that a person can pick up the Beast Within and play within 30 minutes, including character gen. That you'll be able to pick it up, read the character gen chapter, and make a character within 30 minutes. And all my playtests, I've been timing, and they have been about 30 minutes before playtime, which is bonkers. I am so happy about that. You need your RAM, boy. We will be talking about that in a sec. And yeah, so like character gen, like the process of character gen is sorted. I'm feeling very, very happy about it. There's like only minor like editorial things that need to be adjusted in the updates, but in general, like the way the process is running, we're doing great. We're delivering what is promised. We're just being able to run this game in 30 minutes to lower the barrier of entry to this new TTRPG, right? So hold on, this song is distracting me a little bit, so I'm gonna have to just move it to a different song. So yeah, it's gonna be great. So that's character gen. Character gen development's been going very, very well. I've run a couple of I run a few combat scenarios, and they have also been running very, very well. But the main things that have kind of cropped up is just, again, a lot of editorial things about making the text read clearer, especially around mechanics like wrath, around durations of abilities, things like that. But in terms of how the game runs, in terms of like, I roll the dice, I use this ability, we've been getting really, really good feedback in terms of folks enjoying the abilities, folks really leaning into like the drama of those abilities and feeling empowered by their choices, which is, you know, the big goal, right? The big goal is to make sure that folks are able to pick up this game and really, really enjoy themselves. And I think we're doing it. I think we are achieving that. Again, we're going to have to do more combat playtests because, and here's the next playtest update that Ozra has alluded to here, and that is the next rung is to test out the rest of the archetypes. For those of y'all who are part of our playtest, you would know that the archetypes that are available are that for playtesting are a limited number. It's a limited number of persona archetypes, it's a limited number of beast archetypes. The main reason why I did that is so to not overwhelm players. Is to not overwhelm someone immediately upon like, oh god, what's this, right? That's one of it. And two is to make sure that I give y'all thoughtful abilities. Because the way the archetypes are going to function is that they're all ability trees. The persona archetypes, when you choose a persona archetype, the abilities that you unlock are ability trees. So you get to choose what abilities that you have, even on character gen. So right now, the playtest is currently technically inaccurate because you do not just get 3 default. You get a base ability, which you just get. That's for free. and then you get to choose 2 more abilities, and you get to make that choice in that first rung. And then later on, when you spend your points, you're able to kind of choose which abilities you want to go for. So that's how it's going to be functioning. And so part of the reason why the rest of the archetypes aren't there is because I haven't done all of that yet. And I didn't want to overwhelm folks with kind of like semi half done archetypes and distract from the main things I wanted to test. So that's the next rung of playtesting, is to have all of the beasts there with all their base abilities, and all of the persona archetypes with all their base abilities, and have y'all, when you character gen the aspect of choosing those abilities, and see how that goes, right? So yeah, that's the main playtesting update. So in terms of playtesting, I'm gonna hit the playtest command once more. If you all are interested in playtesting this game, we're looking for playtesters. Please come and join, sign up. If you join my Discord server, we'll see if Stream Elements poops out. It seems like it is. But if you join my Discord server, you will have priority, and we already kind of have several groups already established, which will make it easier for us to slot the different sort of like one-shot slash mini campaigns that we're wanting to run. So please consider joining us. We've got some really cool playtesting. Stuff is only going to get cooler from here, so come and join us and see what we're all about. So that's character gen and the playtesting updates that I've got for you all. The next update I've got for you all is it's about advancement. So I know that a lot of y'all have been like, all right, we get to play persona archetype. We're going to play Therianthropes. Therianthropes consists of a persona archetype that consists of a beast archetype. Okay, what else is this game going to give us, Val? Well, obviously advancement. One of the biggest things about indie TTRPGs, especially with ones that are narrative forward or rules light, is that a lot of folks find it that the game falls off as advancement happens, because again, it's rules light, right? It's meant to kind of like facilitate creativity and make things more open for the players. And I wanted to give more structure to that. I wanted this game to be easy. I want this to be a low barrier of entry, but I still want there to be a small level of crunch, right? Just enough of a crunch, like a nice crispy cereal, right? I want or like a Star Crunch chocolate. This is not a bar, but like a Star Crunch little snack, right? Just enough of a crunch that you can kind of like really enjoy some of your like player agency and some of the like interesting elements of drama. Because what I've noticed with like narrative first tabletop games is that a lot of the onus is on players, right? So if you're a player or a GM that already leans into stuff like that, you're going to find narrative first TTRPGs really easy to lean into and really wonderful to play into, right? But if you're not already naturally inclined there, if you're not like trained as an actor, if you're not sort of like used to the idea of like taking interesting devastating choices, or if you're just new to TTRPGs, it's really hard to kind of like lean into those choices, right? So what I wanted to do was to give y'all a structure, almost like a recipe book of how you're able to do that and to bake that in to advancement, right? Because in my mind, if you are incentivized, aka achieve character development, achieve progress, earn XP through leaning into dramatical foci, you will be able to kind of reinforce that kind of state of being at your table and like reinforce the idea of a narrative first action RPG reminiscent of 80s and 90s grunge fighting games, right? So that's the thinking here. So the way our advancement system is going to work is we will have, so we're trying to tread the middle distance here, right? We're trying to, so taking D&D as an example, I'm trying to I want to walk the middle path between having calculated experience points, but with the ease of a milestone-esque sort of progression meter, basically. And the way that I figured out how to do that is to still have points. We'll still get XP. I haven't decided if that's what we're gonna name it yet. But to still have to still have a point system, but have that point system be aligned to different types of milestones, different types of victories, and setbacks. Right? So the way it's going to function is, oh, thanks, Ko-Fi. I was just like, ooh, new chat. No, it's just Ko-Fi. It's fine. So the way that the advancement system is going to work in the Beast Within, there's a narrative component, and there's, of course, like your combat component, right? Because I'm trying to ensure that even those who are more like combat minded can also enjoy what they're dealing with. So you got your victory and your triumph. So your victory is your true to form Final Fantasy. You've defeated maybe like a mini boss or a challenging foe, marking maybe a midpoint of a story arc, that kind of hurdle, and you will get a certain number of points associated with that victory. A triumph is when you are when you've accomplished a huge victory. So this would be like a boss battle. This would be like, okay, we're closing out an arc. This is like the main villain of this arc of the storytelling. We're dealing with that. So that's kind of what the victory or triumph means. And again, they don't need to be combat focused, but that's probably going to be like the easiest way for me to explain it, is that this would be a halfway point, and we'll have a big boss battle type there as well. So to confirm, I understood right, I can make Ramboy next playtest because the archetype is there now. Yes, the archetype exists. I'm just, doing the thing where I'm trying to explain, like I'm like writing the text that the mechanics exist. The mechanics exist. They are there. I'm just writing in a way that makes sense. Because sometimes you get the blinders on, or when you're writing your own thing and you're like, yeah, I know what this means. And then someone else reads it and they go, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So that's what that is. So you can definitely play your Ramboy next playtest. Keep your eyes peeled. The next section of the advancement systems are broken down as follows: breakthrough, setback, loss, and gains. So these are your narrative advancements. So making a breakthrough is kind of like the in-between of, you didn't necessarily achieve anything or you didn't necessarily lose anything, but you have made progress. So this is if you're running things like a mystery. This is something where if you are maybe in your backstory as a character, if you engage with your backstory and are trying to unravel the mystery of your own past, unravel the mystery of a fellow player's backstory, you too get a breakthrough point. That's another thing I'm trying to encourage with this system, is because that's another thing I've noticed in like experience systems in a lot of TTRPGs is they're very individually focused, right? There isn't enough sort of like elements within advancement systems that kind of showcase like you, the player, should also be invested in your fellow players' stories. You, the player, should also be invested in everyone else at your table. Like, it's kind of like it's an unspoken rule that's kind of like the etiquette, that the mindset you should have at a collaborative tabletop role-playing game. But I'm trying to bake that collaborative spirit into every element of this game so that folks can understand and see it from the get-go. So that's my reason for having something like a breakthrough there. And having these narrative stuff, because if you're involved, you should be rewarded for it. If you help your party member find out the person that killed their parents, for example, right? They have a tragic backstory. The parents were murdered by a mysterious person, but you help them unravel that mystery, you should get points for that. It should not just be that person who experiences it, right? So that's breakthrough. Breakthrough is kind of our in between. All right, we haven't won, we haven't lost, we are just making progress, and that's breakthrough. Then we have setback. Setback is kind of a lower tiered failure, but we're still gonna reward you. You'll be rewarded a like kind of like not as many points, but you will gain basically a you gain a wrath of some sort, but this is a wrath that stays with you. Is basically what the setback does. Is that you kind of get additional narrative benefits for having a setback, and mechanical ones, for having a setback that are so. For example, if someone got away from you, y'all ambush someone, they managed to wrangle and escape and leave your clutches. That's a setback, right? Because clearly they are still on the back foot, but that particular scenario was a failure. So you're dealt with a setback. So you'd get less experience, but you will receive like maybe a narrative boon. They left something behind, or two, you get a wrath point that you can use, or a couple of wrath points that you can use in the future against this particular person, and that just sits in your pool. And like, so that kind of element is there, right? And then we have gains and losses. So these are again more in the narrative. These should be sitting distinct from your victories and your triumphs, right? Because victories and triumphs are more like, hey, you did a battle, good job, right? Losses and gains are meant to be framed within your narrative. So if you lost something, if you are dealing with a character arc that deals with loss, or if you're in a character arc where you're up against someone and there are failures in between, that's where the loss where the loss advancement comes in. And it's similar to setback. You get slightly more experience points because you go a little further in your arc, but you do gain more sort of like narrative benefits. And if you gain, one of the things I've been toying around with is and this is for the the dramatic bitches in my audience. I do want to create some sort of feature that basically gives you certain boons for the amount of setbacks of losses that you've received. Like if you're someone who tragedy is so in love with, you can choose to get a special feat that helps you with that, or that can like help you lean into the drama of that more. It's still in the early stages. I'm still toying around with the numbers, but that is something that we are considering with the gains and losses. And with gains, kind of similar to victory and triumph, you gain low points, but that means that you're still progressing and you're still developing yourself in this system. And yeah, that's advancement. That's the idea that we kind of have for the mechanical and narrative milestones that folks will have with this RPG. And yeah, that's I'm trying to think of what other updates I had for all of you. Let me just double check. But if folks have questions about advancement, about character gen, or even the archetypes, please put them into the chat so that I can go and quickly answer that for you all. I am just quickly looking through what other points of information that you all need to know as a part of the release. Just give me 2 seconds, because I had notes up for this and then forgot to put it up for whatever reason. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, I should also talk about 2024 kind of like expectations. So, in 2024, release expectations. So, I am hoping to release a quick start guide in February, and I'm hoping to release the full rulebook by May. And for those of y'all who are kind of like, hey, what's a quick start guide? What's a quick start guide? What does that entail? I'm here to tell you what that is. So, a quick start guide is it's kind of like a preliminary rulebook. It just has all the elements that you need to start playing. It doesn't have all the rules. It doesn't have all of the like flavor text sort of, but it has just enough for you to kind of get started in the game. Excuse me. It's also known as an ash can. as well. An ash can is another term that can be used for a quick start guide. Games that have released quick start guides include Candela Obscura. And I believe it's free on the Critical Role Shop, the quick start guide. So that is a game that's done a quick start guide. Urban Shadows has a quick start guide because I believe their full game is still in development. What other games that have a quick start guide? There's several. There's several games with a quick start guide. Is a really, I believe even City of Mist has a quick start guide. All of this is just kind of like get folks, again, reducing the barrier of entry and letting folks just be able to launch themselves straight into the game without having to worry about the idea of let's read all of these hundreds of pages of text, right? It's a quick start guide. And what our quick start guide is going to entail is we're going to have a small section about lore. It's not going to be as heavy or with as much flavor text as the main rulebook, but have just enough for y'all to get a feel for the world of the beast within, specifically kind of like the aesthetics that we're going with, right? So it will have information about what Therianthropes are, how do they typically manifest, what's the history behind Therianthropes, or like a brief history, brief flavor, and then maybe a small section about like, hey, this is again inspired by 80s and 90s grunge fighting games. Here are some themes to lean into, and it's just kind of like a little list. It'll have those elements. It will have how the dice system, a kind of quick page of how the D12 dice system functions and works. We'll have a section about like combat. Again, it won't be as descriptive or as intense in the text, but it will have the base rules for y'all to run combat. It'll have a section for wrath and how wrath functions, and of course character creation with our persona archetypes. All I'm hoping to have all, but it might be a partial initial release, especially if there's some archetypes that need working on, or at the very least it might be all of the archetypes, just not all of the tiers. I might just have the quick start guide be up to tier 3 instead of tier 5, so that y'all can like basically play up to tier 3 with the quick start guide, which would be, I think, kind of cool. And then future updates, once the full rulebook is released, I can go back, update the quick start guide to accommodate for tier 5 as well. So that's basically what the quick start guide is going to look like. So you all might have noticed there might not be a lot of GM stuff. I'm gonna try and litter as much like game mastering elements into the quick start guide, but I'm a little cautious about it because I do not want to kind of overburden the quick start guide with more text, because the whole point of a quick start guide is that it's quick and that it's easy. It's an easy to reference document that folks can enjoy, and that's the goal, right? That's the dream, that's the goal. But yeah, love that, love that. And that's the quick start guide. So the rulebook, the full rulebook that'll be coming out in May, is going to have all the illustrations. It's going to have all the gorgeous layout design. It will have all the text in the world, all of the like delicious like lore, all of the lore for your beast archetypes, your persona archetypes, full rules for all of your combat, your dice, your wrath, everything, as well as you know, I am working on this. I don't really know quite yet how to do this, but my husband does. Okami! Thank you so much for your 4-month subscription, my beloved. Thank you for your Prime subscription. That is very, very kind. Thank you so much for using your Prime subscription on me, my beloved. Waggy. Smooches. Smooches for you. Thank you for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. But yes, welcome on in. We are talking about how the quick start guide versus the rulebook is going to look like for this game. I kind of want the rulebook to be chunky, but I don't want it to be like overwhelming chunky, right? I want the feeling of the chunkiness of the rulebook to be kind of like Wild Sea. You know, when you pick up the Wild Sea rulebook, hold on, do I have it out? I don't have it out. It's in my cupboard. Oh, it's so far away from me. Oh, it's so far away from me. Do I have any other rulebooks out with me right now? No, I don't. But the feeling is, basically, TLDR, the feeling I want y'all to have when you hold a rulebook is like, I want y'all to hold it and be like, I'm gonna hold my gay book instead. All right, this is not a TTRPG. This is my Ciencia novel, Grandmaster Demonic Cultivation. I want y'all to hold the book and be like, this is chunky. This book, I can't wait to play this. Like, I am ready. I want you to hold. I want the game masters, the eternal game masters, to pick up the book and be like, yes, I'm ready to run this game. I am the keeper of the lore. I am the keeper of the text. That's the vibe I want y'all to have when you hold the book. So I'm not gonna try and make a 600-page like book, but I do want it to be chunky enough that has enough information for y'all to have. I want y'all to feel empowered by all of your choices. I want y'all to have enough structure in the way that you run and play these games, and that's my dream and that's my goal. But the quick start guide is gonna be lighter. The rulebook, we're gonna have a nice hefty piece. Like, one of the elements that I am planning on with the full rulebook, inspired by Aaron, actually. So those of y'all who don't know about Aaron, I don't know if the command still works. No, it doesn't work anymore. I forgot. My bad. But Aaron is the designer of Spectres of Brocken. And in Spectres of Brocken, in the kind of like world building section of the text, there is I forgot how he names it. He has a really good name for it. But it's basically world states, right? He has kind of like a section where he just talks about 3 different world states, 3 different kind of like not even settings, I guess, but it's still the same world, just like maybe different times, different flavors, different kind of conflicts and intrigues happening at the same time, right? So that kind of inspired me, after reading that, to include a section within my own book, within the State of the Beast Within, especially in the world building section, the lore of the Beast Within, where I give you all options, probably around like 4 or 5 options of different world states that you could go into, right? They're gonna still stay within kind of a more like different nuances of like modern settings, because we will have a fantasy supplement. I promise you. It's just not gonna be ready for initial release. I love you all very much, but that is a lot of writing to do. That is a lot of writing to do to include a fantasy section. So please be kind and be patient. We have so many supplements for this book planned. Do not even worry. But yeah, so it'll have like 4 or 5 like world states. We'll have kind of like, here's like an 80, I suppose. I can't wait. Thank you, Azra. Thank you so much. We'll have a section kind of like, all right, this is for the folks who want to play into like 80s, 90s grunge, right? So this is the setting for your 80s and 90s grunge. Here's like some intrigue to play into. Maybe here's a name of a faction that you can like play into. And then maybe we can have one that's like, okay, this is modern. This is like modern setting. It's contemporary. It's your daily like modern life, right? And then we can do like maybe an urban fantasy setting. Like, okay, here's urban fantasy. Here's the truths about the world. This is if you are dealing with magic. This is how magic would look like and manifest and things like that. And then we can have a section about like maybe cyberpunk. Like, okay, this is a cyberpunk futuristic sort of like game. Like, this is kind of like playing around some more like futuristic elements, maybe more cybernetic. elements relating to Therianthrope, things like that. So that's kind of the world states that I'm like parsing through in my mind as options. And I'll write like brief descriptors, general vibes, maybe name a faction or two, and have that be like the templates for y'all. So this is mainly to help the GMs, because folks that want to run this game can literally like look at their friends and be like, okay, gang, here are the world states. Which of these intrigue you? Like, which of these settings, like rate, like from rank 1 to 5, like which are the ones that you really like? So like just trying to a lot of the things I'm doing with this rulebook, a lot of the things that I'm doing with the rulebook in general, with the Beast Within, is to literally lower the barrier of entry to play TTRPGs. Because I know so many folks that want to play a bunch of TTRPGs, but they feel like they can't. They feel like there's a lot of things they need to know about. They feel sort of stifled by the options that they have and all that jazz. And I want to reduce that barrier of entry. I want people to pick up this game and play it. I want folks to play my game. Like, yes, it is a creative venture, and it would be nice to be paid for my creativity, but all the more I just want folks to be able to kind of like sit in the space and just really enjoy the game. Like I'm so excited for the idea of someone picking up my game, reading it, and telling me what they think. Or picking up my game and saying, hey, actually we ran a one-shot, or hey, we ran a mini campaign, or we're thinking of running a long-term campaign. I would ascend. I would truly ascend beyond this plane of existence the second someone tells me that they're running this game at home. Or for an AP. Oh, we're gonna have to talk about that in a second. But yeah, it's big dreams. We've got big dreams for this game. I think it has a lot of potential. I do think I have something special here. And it is special. It is extremely niche, but hopefully enjoyable. And that's the perfect segue, I think, for us to talk about future plans in 2024. It is for y'all. It is New Year's Eve if you're in the States, right? If you're in the States, it's New Year's Eve. For me, it's New Year's Eve right now, which means this is the time I get to start planning my 2024. And there's a few things that I'm planning in 2024. I'm gonna show you all my journal. I have been doing some really cool journal work recently. But I've been thinking a lot about my 2024 goals. I'm going to be doing so this is my spread for my, my tarot reading for the new year. I'm going to do that tomorrow for the new year. But yeah, all this kind of like goal setting for 2024 has made me kind of like been reflective on like my past year in 2023, what I achieved, what I didn't achieve. I couldn't, like, in 2023, I couldn't get to run a Beast Within AP. Oh, thank you, Allegra. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I also have a lovely section in the back of all the different, it's basically ink tests. It's quite lovely. Anyway, we're getting distracted. In 2023, I didn't achieve all of my goals, but I did achieve a lot of them. A couple of the goals I didn't manage to achieve include a Beast Within AP. I guess I kind of achieved that, actually, with Dragon's Gambit. I guess it's just Usher that I haven't done yet. But I do want to do like a like high production value, fully produced like mini campaign of the Beast Within AP in actual play in 2024. In fact, I want to do multiple. We're being bold. We're being very, very bold. I want to run. Let's set an achievable goal here, Val. I want to run 2 high production the Beast Within APs next year. One for my channel and one on a different channel. I think I'm being very bold, but I think it's achievable. I want it to be fully financed. Sponsors if possible. Sponsorships if possible. And I will probably be saving up money for it in general. Part of me is considering opening a Patreon or something similar for stuff like this so that folks can like support these things. We'll think about it. Lots of things. But yeah, I want to run 2 high production, fully financed the Beast Within AP production. I think it'd be really, really cool. I want to tell so many stories about the Beast Within. I want... Honestly, in the game, that's in another channel. I don't need to be necessarily the person to run it. I just want it on another channel. I can have someone else run it. I would love to be a player, maybe. Or even just a producer. I don't know. Like, I want to get this game out there. I think it has so much dramatic potential. Yeah. All of that good stuff. But yeah, big goals, big dreams. Thank you all so much for being so supportive. I've got big dreams for this game. But yeah, I've been thinking about 2024 goals for the Beast Within, and those are stuff that y'all can expect. It's APs of the Beast Within. I do want to release... I haven't decided on a number of supplements yet, but I do want to release multiple. There's going to be multiple supplements, and I think I'm going to do like maybe one of each at the very least. Like, I'm going to have one adventure supplement, like one like beast/persona archetype like supplement, like a special like themed one. Like, I know a lot of y'all want to play mustelids, so like maybe I can have like a woodland update. Like, hey, here's the woodland expansion, right? Oh, that'd be so cool to call them expansions. And give them really cool names like trading cards, like trading card expansions. Yeah, give them a that'd be really neat, right? Like a woodland expansion. Give them a fun little name. And then y'all can play that can be where the mustelids will be in there. Your deer, I believe we're gonna call them cervids, the cervids. I'll think of other woodland animals that we haven't thought about, probably. And even if we will have a coastal expansion. That might take... I will be so fucking real with y'all. That might take me a little bit. That might... If we're doing... I haven't thought of a number yet of how many projects I'm going to release next year for the supplements. But if we do... I want to do one of each, which is one adventure, one, like, expansion, and, like, one sort of, like, monster or NPC sort of, like, expansion. Right, so I want to do one of each for those, or like rules expansion. Like, here's some additional feats, so like here's some additional rules, like that kind of thing. So I want to do one of each. Coastal, I would love to do a coastal expansion. I know folks want to play were sharks so badly. I know y'all want to play were sharks and like weird dolphins, and I know this. Your thoughts and wishes come to me in my dreams like visions of an angry god. Like, I see them. I'll see them in my dreams. But I just need to figure out like lore and like writing it, because if it were up to me, I would be like, y'all can be were sharks, y'all can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not gonna behold you to like water breathing rules or whatever, but I should probably write some for the folks that want that, right? Like, maybe like I could write something along the lines of like, I'm not gonna behold you to this, but if this is something you really want, maybe this is a way to think about it, right? So like that's the only reason why it might be later, is that I might have to come up with some specific rules for that. But I think it's I'm so excited for it. It's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so much fun. I want that coastal expansion. I know folks want to play dinosaurs. Good point. Being loosey goosey has its time and place at tables. Yes, that's the thing. Cause you know, we've some folks have watched Suicide Squad. That is like a shark villain, right? In like DC. So like that's kind of how I envision were sharks to look like. But I know that some folks might want to lean into that, like lean into the danger of being a coastal werebeast, right? Like, what does that mean? What's the drama that can happen from that? And I do want to like acknowledge that, and I do want to like write something for those people, even if that's not necessarily how I want to run that game, right? Both are fun at different times for sure. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well done. But that is so funny. I love y'all so much. But yeah, so that's my expansion update. So that those are some plans that I have the Beast Within in 2024 is like those supplements. We're gonna think about EPs. Another thing that I do want to like release like for fun is like hire artists, not just for like the supplements and rule books and stuff like that, but to also like run kind of just like fun like art like art jams or something like that. Like just fun art jams, like fun things to like play around with in that sort of like element. That's something that I'm looking forward to doing as well. Just some fun stuff. I just want to do a lot of fun stuff with the Beast Within. In 2024, y'all can expect more content to be produced, not necessarily just like AP content or expansions, but I will probably be doing a lot of like tutorials. So once I figure out how to do YouTube videos in an effective manner, I do want to make like YouTube videos of like this is how, and TikTok videos. I have a few already scripted, specifically on like how character gen is gonna work, like how easy it is basically. We're going to have like, hey, like here's some cool ways to like build your character, or like, have you used your wrath to do this? Like why we use the D12 system, so things like that. Lots of like kind of like content around the Beast Within, content around kind of like just consistently keeping it relevant, right? That's another thing I've noticed with a lot of like TTRPGs, like indie ones, mostly because you know there's only so much money that exists in the space. But like a lot of folks like release their game and then it's like, all right, we're done with that now. But I do want to keep the Beast Within as relevant as possible, and kind of like keep that momentum going of like, hey, this is the game, we're going to continuously expand on it. We're probably going to adjust the rules at some point. Here's some like cool lore, cool elements we can play into. Here's some new riders. You know, I do want to do at some point like, here's a whole team of riders and here's whole expansions run by a whole team of riders, like join us, like that kind of thing. So yeah, we got a lot of plans for 2024. Maybe small publish run for Beast Within. I'm going to talk to some folks in the new year and be like, hi, now that the holidays are over and maybe we all have more spoons, do we want to talk about what it would be like to you know, run a published run? Like that'd be nice. That'd be really cool and nice. So we're gonna be looking into all of that in the new year. And yeah, that is about all the updates I have for y'all for 2023, as it is coming towards the end of 2023. Do folks have any questions for me in chat about the Beast Within, or about kind of like the development, what y'all can expect in playtesting, my intentions with playtesting, any of that. Advancement, we'll just hang around for a little bit while we chat about all of that. Just clearing out some of my things while we do that. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. If y'all have any questions. Oh, good. Okay, I got worried for a second that my frames had dropped for whatever reason. They didn't. We're fine and a-okay. Love to see it. Love to see it. Amazing. Yeah, do folks have any other questions for me? If not, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day. I know this is running at the same time as stuff. Oh, I may have missed this earlier in a different place, but why the D12 system? I love them, but like to know what people like about them. Let me tell you the truth here, Allegro. I just love the D12. I just think it's such an underutilized die. I think it's a die that like people just don't touch. And I always saw that and I just thought, that's such a shame. That's really such a shame that we don't play around with the D12 as much. It's such an interesting die system. And then I started developing this game. And then I realized why people did not use the D12 as often. And one of the main reasons they don't use it as often is because, mathematically speaking, it is a very swingy die. Like there's huge variations. It's really, really swingy. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people don't use that die as often. But where people see a weakness, I see opportunity. I see opportunity. Because that actually inadvertently leaned into a lot of my themes that I wanted to hit with the Beast Within. The Beast Within does have a failing forward system, which is Wrath. And it does have a facility, pending playtesting telling me that I'm wrong. Like we have a facility to accommodate a lot of failures. We have a system that allows you I'd like to think satisfactory way of using Wrath. Hello, Transplanter RPG. Oh, Hot Werewolf Winter, welcome on in. Nice to see y'all. I love y'all so much. Thanks for the world building stream. Sorry I had to peace out for a little bit. I was supposed to run this a few days ago and then didn't feel well enough to do it, and now I'm doing it on New Year's Eve. Yeah, I'm definitely used to pools or additional point systems, but being able to take the swings and run with them is... Yeah, because that's the element that I want to bring into the Beast Within. Like, yes, the D12 is swingy. Yes, there's a reason why people did not want this die, right? It is hard. It is a hard die to design for. And, you know, with my queer audacity, I said bet and kept building the system. So, you know what? It's not impossible. You just have to facilitate the elements all around it, right? That's the key point of the whole thing, is to make sure that you're facilitating all of the elements around it and making sure that you are able to kind of like let the die shine or let the player shine. But having Wrath, I think, is going to be the main thing that's going to really help folks with the feeling forward thing. And after running a few like combat playtesting, it doesn't seem that bad, actually. I've like run a few games now, and so far nothing like disastrous has happened. Like I haven't had a game yet where someone felt frustrated at the die system. That has not been a point of frustration yet, which is great. We love to see it, which is great. I'm very, very happy with that. But for those of you who just joined, hello everybody. Lovely to see you all. And in the spirit of Hot Werewolf Winter, let me gift you all once more Where are you? Where are you? I had you open literally seconds ago. What is happening? All right. Let us let us look at our boy again. We gotta look at our boy again for as a treat. As a treat. As a treat, you get Rayhan again. Welcome on in. Come here, my little gays, my little gay furries. Come back here. Psst, 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 psst. Come here. Enjoy. Enjoy your funny little hot werewolf. I love that. I'm just like calling y'all in. Let me open my mask blend. There we go. So this is Rayhan. He is our NPC release for the first ever Beast Within trading card. Maybe we'll have more trading cards in the future. I just love cards a lot. I collect Pokemon cards, and I always wanted to like have a TTRPG that let me have like little characters on cards like that. And I think it's a helpful tool actually. If I got like, you know, money is no limit publishing deal for the Beast Within, the like physical items I would give you all is unparalleled. I would give you all such nice wrath tokens. They'd probably be like really nice coins. I would have like really nice character sheets that feel really nice to write on, and I would have like trading cards for like big villains or big NPCs, like the big contenders. So then, if you're a GM, you could just like have it ready in front of you and not have to go and refer to other things to know what your abilities are. So yeah, this is Hot Werewolf Winter. Psst, 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 psst. Please enjoy my hot wolf. But yeah, that's the explanation of the D12 system. Do folks have any other questions about expectations, about the release schedule? If you have wishes for future products, please also let me know. I will make sure to make them happen. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Let's see. I covered playtesting updates, covered our advancement system, our spicy advancement system, Rayhan reveal, and future plans in 2024. Don't worry, y'all. Like, stuff with the Beast Within is not just going to end with the main release. This game's going to be alive and well. I can't wait to see what the urban fantasy looks like. Urban fantasy, I think, is honestly, for me, I think is the kind of like, not necessarily like default, but like canon, I think, to the world of the Beast Within. I think there is some level of like magic that exists in the world. Probably not as like powerful as it used to be, but I do think that like the urban fantasy is like the canon. So I'm very excited to write the little world state flavor text for that. But I'm also very excited for the 80s and 90s grunge. Listen, I made this game for the 80s and 90s grunge. We will achieve the 80s and 90s grunge of the fighting game, and I'm so excited about it. Oh, Twitchception. My apologies again. I wanted to check on a thing really quick. There we go. Oh, I made a mistake. It's fine. Ah! I'm suffering. I'm suffering. Anyway, if there aren't any other questions, thank you all so much for being here. I have been your host of the State of the Beast Within. I am Valiant Dorian. I use him, his pronouns. You can find me all around the internet at Valiant Dorian or an Otso SpiritBear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure hunt to set you on. And today we just had our State of the Beast Within. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm so excited for 2024 because I'm calling it 2024 Era of the Beast Within. That is what I'm manifesting for 2024. That is the Era of the Beast Within. We're gonna play so much furry content. It's gonna be great and wonderful and fun. No problem at all, Allegro. It's been such a joy. But before we head off, we've got again some more housekeeping. If you enjoyed the stream, if you enjoyed the elements that we talked about, come on, stream elements. Come on, stream elements. Come on. Let me try the button again. Okay, stream elements is pissing me off. But if you are interested in playtesting this game, we do have a Google form for playtest. And if you join my Discord server, I'm not even going to attempt the command anymore. You can go and check it out down below. There should be a link to the Discord server. Come and join us. We've got the next round of playtests coming up in 2024. These playtests include dice resolution mechanics, character gen, combat, as well as one-shots and a limited run mini campaign where we're going to be testing out various elements of the game, including all the different archetypes, how to generate for them, as well as come on, Val. As well as kind of like advancement, how advancement is going to work and things like that. So if that is something that you are interested in, you should definitely come and check us out. We've got some really cool stuff. We've got really cool stuff coming up. And you should join our Discord because it'd be very, very cool. I'm really mad at you, Stream Elements. Will y'all be nice to me when I talk about Transplanar RPG? Yes, you will be nice to me when we talk about Transplanar RPG. So folks, for those of you who do not know, Transplanar RPG is an all-transgender personal call-led actual play series created by the incredible GM Connie Chang. Our stories are set in a non-colonial, anti-orientalist multiverse. And Arc 2 of the Chaos Protocol, our second campaign, is premiering on January 6th, 2024. That's next week. That's next Saturday. Please tell everybody about it. Come and join us. We're gonna have a massive premiere. We're dealing with the immediate fallout of what happened in Arc 1, which I will not spoil. Things happen. And we're going to have a mini time skip and be arriving in Arc 2 and all the intrigues that Arc 2 has to bring. We'll be playing City of Mist. And we'll be entering a Ciencia setting, which I'm very, very excited for. As you can see, this is particularly relevant to me because I've been reading a lot of Ciencia recently. And yeah, so that's Transparent RPG. I've talked about Discord, talked about the playtest. We do have, I will say this, we do have coming up in 2024 more content for me. Please consider following this channel or hitting subscribe. We are going to be releasing a bunch of new content in 2024, including more gaming, more TTRPG learning spaces, and of course, more designer spotlights. We already have 2 designers on deck ready for... we're just pending some scheduling for the streams, but we will be having 2 more designers showing up for the spotlight. Hey, and if you are a designer, if you're a game designer, and you'd like to be featured on this channel and show off your game, sign up for Designer Spotlight. I'd love to have a chat with you. I'd love to talk about your game and hype you up. And with that, thank you all so much, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. Have a lovely rest of your New Year's Eve and your New Year's Eve, depending on what time zone you're in. And I will see you all in the new year 2024. Alrighty, folks. But before that, let's go and raid somebody awesome. Let's see who's around to raid. Ah, I see Critical Bard is streaming Control. Let's go and raid Critical Bard. Send them some love. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Have a great rest of your days, your evenings. And happy Yule, happy holidays, and Happy New Year. See you all in 2024. Take care, everybody. Bye.